transfer anything. And there's a lot of criticism towards me, towards our team, because they felt like, they were sick and tired of seeing us in the state finals every year. So they wanted to find any way possible to try to not allow us to get there. So they did some things that we didn't think that was right.
Coach, what were your conversations with the guys? As you saw LeBron's stature, you saw the team stature rise nationally. What was it like for you in your mind? Because you're a rookie coach at this time, or maybe a second-year coach at this time. How could you handle that kind of pressure for you and for your kids?
Well, one, I understood that, I was there to help them, and that's what we focused on. And I remember us always talking about that we could only control what goes on inside the 4 lines of the basketball court. That's where we needed to focus. Anything outside the 4 lines was out of our control, and as long as we stayed within those 4 lines and we huddled around one another, then we were going to be all right. I think that it was the toughest part, honestly, and Bron was great with this, is with his celebrity growing the way that it was, there was times that Dru or Romeo would have a great game, but the next day the headline in the paper would be LeBron. And, Bron, so I had the tough part was trying to make sure that everyone understood that they were significant, and Bron did a great job of that too. There was times when he had interviews and he would say, no, you interview him. Or there was awards, I can call a couple games where there was an award given to him, and he said, you know what, my teammate played better than me, you should go to him. So those kind of things definitely helped the cohesiveness and allowed the guys to remain focused on our goal.
Chris, what do you hope people get out of watching this film? I mean, it's obviously fun to watch because you get to see these kids playing some great basketball. It's fun in that sense. But what do you think the underlying message is you want people to take away?
I mean, I think first and foremost, it's a film about family. And you see the trailers, you see the posters right away. You think of LeBron, or you think of the game of basketball, and that's certainly what the family story is told through. But I really want people to understand the importance of family and the fact that you can find family in unexpected places. Your family doesn't have to be who you're related to through a bloodline. What those boys were able to accomplish was because of each other. Who LeBron ended up becoming, who Willie ended up becoming, and they're all achieving so many great things in life is directly because of the brotherhood they experienced with each other and having Coach Dru as a father figure. And none of them are really blood related, but through that family finding, they found success. And that's really what I want people to take.
Well, talk to that, Coach. I grew up without a father as well. And so I found a lot of my surrogates in my coaches. It's a great responsibility, one, to teach kids how to play the game and to master the disciplines of it. But this added responsibility that a lot of coaches take on, especially in urban environments, inner cities, where father figures aren't around, sports becomes a significant part of their lives because it has to. What's that like?
I've always, I told the guys from a young age that to use basketball, don't let it use them. And I just believe that all sport, that it's a great way to learn life skills, learn how to live and work together outside the game of basketball. I think the one thing that for us, being from the inner city of Akron, and I counted that an honor to, I think coaching is, it's just like teaching. When you can pour your life into someone else's life, that's an honor, something to be respected, and that you need to cherish that. And that's what myself and the other coaches who were involved with me, that's how we looked at it. And there was a unique opportunity for us to have be able to pour our lives into some very gifted young men.
One of the central themes that runs through the movie is that of mentorship, and that falls primarily on your head coach. Teaching teamwork, teaching discipline, loyalty to each other and to you, and then I think most importantly, honesty. You got to be true with guys, even though they're great and playing at a high level. You got to be true with guys.
Well, that's very true. And when you see the movie, and see, you know, what rings forth is, you know, I wasn't the only one. I was kind of a central figure, but there's other men who also were involved in their lives, and you know, there was just the right group of people, and I think that that's what was role model for me growing up. Just dads. That's how I started out as a dad, just trying to help his son, you know, accomplish something, and that's, you know, what I wanted to give back. And I think that as these, you know, guys grow, you know, that's how I'll know that, you know, we had a positive impact, is if when they give back. You know, that's what's most important.
LeBron, when you first came into the NBA, you were an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid, and I remember seeing it on television, other high school kids going to the NBA. You don't, maybe success, maybe not. I think more of them fail than are successful. But what I was struck by with you was your maturity level as a young kid. You got the fact and understood the magnitude of the stage that you were on. Where did that come from? Did it come from mentorship? Did it come from the stage that you played on? Where did it come from?
First of all, it just came from being humble. I didn't go into the NBA as an 18-year-old rookie thinking I was better than anybody in that league. You know, I felt like I was, you know, my senior year in high school, I was the best player in the country, #1 rated high school prospect, and I knew when I made a decision to go to the NBA, it was time for me to start over and one day become the best player in the NBA. So I started from ground zero. I didn't go into the NBA saying I was still the best player. You know, I started from ground zero. It just came from my background. Anytime I went into a new project, I started from ground zero, either playing for Coach Dru when I first started, or playing for a football team when I first started. I always wanted to learn first, and then incorporate my vision and my abilities. So just my upbringing made me mature. Not having a father around, you know, it automatically makes you mature around the house, because now you're trying to help your mother out a lot. The things that your father would do if he was in the house. So, you know, as an 18-year-old, I felt like I was a lot older than my age was saying when I entered the NBA.
You had an unprecedented success as a rookie and continuing forward. A lot of guys don't. They decide to leave high school and go directly to the NBA. What lessons did you learn that you could tell some of these high school kids who think they're the next Michael Jordan, but probably won't be, but have a lot of life to live should the NBA not work out?
Well, first of all, if you have a dream, you should always try to strive for it. Don't stop till you get it. You know, and if that doesn't happen, you know, try something again and don't stop till you get it. For me, I was in a position where I had a dream and I had guys around me that had the same dream. Now, I was the only one that got to the NBA, but my friends' dreams, you know, helped me get to the point where I'm at. Two of my best friends are playing professionally overseas, so their dream is still alive. And another friend of mine is playing football in Canton, Ohio. His dream is still alive of being in the NFL. And my other best friend is going to grad school now. So we are, even though all our dreams about playing in the NBA was there, you know, they never stopped dreaming about other things and being successful. You know, and I didn't either. So I think if you can have a group that you can find loyalty and be trustworthy to, it can really help you out also, because now you're helping not just yourself, but you're helping others, you know, get to that point.
Coach, faith plays a big role in this film. It does in sports in general. If you play the game, you know that there's a prayer before every contest. Guys are always almost in church together, especially because the way that you're on the road, you're traveling a lot. Your church becomes your team. What was it like for you taking on that responsibility as well? Because it's easy for kids who have seen a lot of success to get lost.
Well, you know, my faith and it's just who I am. You know, I just believe that the main thing that I could do is to live the life in front of them. You know, these guys are very intelligent, you know, as far as their basketball IQ, everything I taught in basketball, I had to keep learning because they just sucked it all up, and they were, you know, and but I felt like as far outside of basketball that, you know, they were watching those things too as we traveled around the country. They're watching how I interact with, you know, maybe a waitress in a restaurant who messes up an order, how I, you deal with,